All right. Today, I'm very excited to be your guest, your host. All right. And I'm going to be talking about how you can be making profit consistently on a weekly basis, how your money can grow weekly, all right, without any technical work. All right. And what is most interesting about this is that you don't have to give anybody your money, all right, for you to enjoy this possibility. And that's why we say it is fully non-custodial. All right. Now, this is a financial product, and as much as required by law, that we must put a disclaimer. So you're watching this video, just pause it and read through, okay, and get comfortable before you continue watching. Now, what's the problem? What really inspired the idea, all right, for us to take on this challenge? Number one was fraud, all right? Just today, one of my friends called me about two platforms that collapsed, okay, in less than 1 week. All right, vibrant platforms. Some promised Nigerians are going to take them to America. They have to put in 20 million naira. Someone flew from South Africa. Just all sort of stories. All right. They all have the same stories. Oh, the platform is undergoing maintenance. Oh, they were hacked. For some reason or the other, some government in some country froze their bank accounts. All sort of irritating, disgusting stories. All right. But all of them have one message. What's the message? Give me your money. I will give you something in return. They'll tell you, give me your money and you get XYZ% every day, every week, every month, or whatever, of a period. Now, that's the first thing we decided to fight. We're going to show you how you can grow your money consistently without you handing your money to anybody. Your money is in your control. And that's why we say it's fully non-custodial. Number two is scarcity. For the fact that there are a lot of bad platforms out there, there are quite a few good ones, like the banks, like treasury bills, okay, like bonds and the likes. However, all right, their solutions were built to appeal more to elites, to the very rich people, all right, because their returns are not that appealing to the young guy who needs to, or the little guy who needs to sort out a couple of things, okay? And yeah, that's it. The number three, it's on friendliness. Most of these very reliable platforms that are out there, old traditional investment options that are out there, all right, have a lot of, unpleasant terms and conditions, like lock-in period. So you need to lock your money for a period of time. If you want to make a withdrawal, there's a withdrawal fee. There is a penalty fee. Should you do this, should you do that? So it's very clumsy, right? It makes it very difficult for the little guy, very, very difficult for those in the middle class to start practicing what the successful practice, what the rich people practice. And what do they practice? Investment, right? That's what they do. They make their money work for them, right? So in order for us to do this, all right, to give opportunity to more people, all right, we sat down together, put up a great team, all right, and we founded a platform called FormulaZero. FormulaZero, I can say for a fact right now, it's maybe among the few platforms that you can make profit with peace of mind, right? It's innovative and it's an open financial service, right, that gives you complete control over your money while generating significant profit with peace of mind, because you do that with minimal risk. Please note that making profit here is quite significant, and also we make this profit consistently. That's why in the course of my presentation, I'm going to be putting up a deal here, 48 hours deal, which I'm going to give you at the end of my presentation. Now, comments, this is just a proof of how powerful our system is. Traditional investment options can give you this kind of returns, all right? But why is this possible with us? Because remember, we said it's innovative. So we are using next level innovation, all right, to be able to achieve this. And please know that even at this, we don't have access to your money. We don't take your money is in your control. And that's beautiful. So if you have been following our portfolio, all right, in the last, from January to April of this year, you would have done nearly 100% of your portfolio, meaning that you would have done almost times 2 of your portfolio initial value as of January when you started. And this is quite very exciting and very acceptable, all right, to most people in the middle class and the others, if you can look at it. Now, so why do people prefer us? Why do people prefer us? Why do people prefer FormulaZero? Well, I'm going to give you 7 reasons why people prefer us. Number one is no entry or exiting fee. And that's what traditional investment options have. There's an entry fee, there's an exit fee, fees, withdrawal fees. The fees are crazy. And at some point, I mean, the benefit becomes almost like you're working for people indirectly. All right. So there are no entry or exiting fee. I remember somebody called me a couple of days ago, was telling me about a platform, right, that professed that they are running a non-custodian. But they said to get in, you have to pay almost about 140,000 naira, $200 to get in. So it means that, I mean, you've not started making profit, you're already paying money. It doesn't make sense to me. So in FormulaZero, there are no entry or no exiting fee. So you want to exit from FormulaZero service, you just click a button and that's it. No, you're not going to be penalized for it. You're not going to be charged for it. Number two, which is very big for us, is non-custodian, meaning that you have 100% control of your money, not us at all time. The two platforms that collapsed today, all right, that collapsed this week, they have the same idea, which is what? Custodian, give us your money. All right. You need to be very careful about who you give your money to. Because once you give somebody your money, he has left your control. And most of the platforms that tell you give us the money, I can tell you 99% of them definitely crash. And those who have not crashed are yet to crash. And we have solved it. We say you can still enjoy significant returns. You can still enjoy significant growth, all right, without you giving your money to anybody. You can just simply follow the service of FormulaZero and you see your money grow while in your custody. Number three is what? No lock-in periods, meaning that you can opt into the service and opt out the same day, the same week, the same month, anytime. Freedom, flexibility without penalties. So there's no like, oh, you use the service, you must use service minimum of 1 week or minimum of 3 months. No, nothing like that. We're giving you flexibility option. A friend, I was speaking to a friend today, and he said, well, he said loves FormulaZero product. He said, however, the money he has now, he's just waiting to, because he's preparing for something, and he said he may be called upon anytime, all right, for him to use that money, all right? So you just need to, have that money handy. And he said, so he feels that if he uses it on FormulaZero, when it's time for him to present that money, all right, he might not be able to present it. I'm like, FormulaZero, no lock-in period. Now you leave that money in your bank account, it's just there losing value. You can start using FormulaZero service, you can follow FormulaZero service, and while you're waiting for those guys to ask for money, your money is growing. And I was like, oh, that's true. And I said, if they're asking for your money tomorrow, you can pull out phone today. If they're asking for your money today, you can pull out phone right now. No lock-in period. You don't need to send any email to anybody. You don't need to make a phone call to nobody. Just click a button. It's as simple as following somebody on social media. Just click a button to follow him on Instagram, or click a button to follow him on Twitter. That's how simple it is. So there are no lock-in period. There are no penalties. And he was like, wow, that's true. And I told him, look at it. For this month alone, this is the second week of the month, we have done about almost 10% growth in our portfolio, conservatively, with very minimal risk. There's never been a day we did not end that day in profit. Never been a day. And yet someone tells me, is that possible? Yes. It's an innovation, guys. Yes. And we're confident to show anybody who is in doubt that we are doing it, that we know exactly what we're doing. And that's why I'm excited about it. And that's why I can put my face in front of it, because I'm speaking on behalf of an innovation. I'm not speaking in front of something we're trying, something we're gambling about. I'm talking about what we know, what's working, what we've been able to crack. And that's it. Number 4 is that it is safe. Now, for you to use FormulaZero service, all right, you must work with an escrow service, because the escrow service is the broker, all right, is the one that works with the technology that you can be able to mirror our portfolio. So as our portfolio is growing, all right, your money, okay, that's with the broker and the escrow service will also be growing. So we don't have access to the money. All you have to do is just follow our growth as we're growing. So that means that this last 2 weeks, that we grow our portfolio by almost 10%. Everybody that have been following us in the last 2 weeks grew their portfolio by the same amount. That is how simple. And why we don't just use any kind of escrow service. All right, we have a number of partnership escrow service, but we ensure that these are escrow services that are regulated and licensed so that your phone is safe. It's like you having a phone in Zenith Bank or GT Bank. Okay, that's just about the same thing. All right, so these are not escrow services that we own. These are escrow services that have been in existence for a long time, doing great business. So all we simply had to do is, when we got this innovation, we said, who are those escrow services that are regulated, that are licensed, that are reliable, that are solid? All right, then those are the only escrow services that we put our service on to run. So you can be rest assured that you're doing business in safe hands. Number five, it's better returns. Of course, we would have shown you traditional investment can give you that. We would have even shown you policy schemes can give you this. All right, policy schemes can give you this, and you're receiving this with you having full control of your money. You're receiving this with no lock-in periods or penalties. Guys, this is something for the world to beat, and I'm excited that we're in front of this innovation. And number six is that you can set your minimum protection. What it simply does here is that you can never lose more than what you are comfortable with, right? You can say, okay, I'm going to set it that my minimum deposit, this amount is protected, and whatever there's an insurance technology over it, and it's protected, and you can never lose more than you're comfortable with. And of course, the last one, which is the seventh reason, is a 48-hour deal. Guys, nobody can give you this offer I'm about to give you right now. Nobody. I can tell you 1,000 times. People are going to tell me, oh, investment, you can't predict it, investment, this and that. Well, we can't predict how much we will pay in a day, but we can predict that we'll make profit that day. I tell you for free, I repeat it again. I cannot tell you for a fact that today or tomorrow or this week, we're going to do 20% or 10%. But what I can tell you for a fact, what I can guarantee or what I can predict is that we will be profitable. For every single day, we'll be profitable. For every single week, we'll be profitable. For every single month, we'll be profitable. For every quarter, we'll be profitable. Why? It's innovative. We have what it takes. And if anyone who has been following FormulaZero service can attest to it, that we've never had a losing day. And somebody says, is that possible? Yes, it's possible. If people can take man to moon, if somebody can be on an airplane 20,000 feet above sea level and move around and find his way from airport A to airport B, what are you talking about? It's innovation, guys. People are spending time while you're busy doing what you're doing. Some other people are thinking of how to crack this market. And we trade the two biggest economies in the world, which is the euro and the USD. That's the only thing we trade because it has liquidity. It suits into our style of innovation 100%. And what's the 48 hours deal? Should you decide to try out our service, I can tell you guys, please mark my word. Should you decide to follow FormulaZero service, within your first 48 hours, if you don't make profit, unfollow us. I repeat, within your first 48 hours, if you don't make profits, you don't see growth in your portfolio, unfollow us. That's simple. Yeah, unfollow us. It's that simple. I am so confident. We are so confident about our innovation. We are so confident about the breakthrough in science we have right now, that we're putting it, that while the money is in your control, why there are no lock-in period, why there are no entry or exit fee, why you're working with the safe regulated escrow system, why you're looking at the possibility for a better return, why you can set a minimum protection within the first 48 hours is enough to judge whether we know what we're doing. We're not saying give us 1 week. We're not saying give us 1 month. We're not saying not giving us 3 months. 48 hours is enough. If we don't see growth, it's enough. Just unfollow us and use your money for something else. These are the 7 reasons. I repeat, these are the 7 reasons why most people prefer us to more of the options out there. Now, how does it work? Well, we use a non-custodial fund management system called the PAM, and we use hybrid trading, which is a combination of automated trading and manual trading strategies. This helps us to take advantage of market inefficiencies and execute faster trades and opportunities and more efficiently than would be possible with just manual trading and capacity. Now, what's the offer for you today? The offer for you today is to follow FormulaZero hybrid portfolio management system. It's a combination of conservative and aggressive approach of growing a portfolio. And what comes with it It comes with the minimum deposit protection of 70%, and it comes with the possibility of an average of up to 20% growth in your portfolio every single month. All right. And the minimum entry is $10,000. But for now, all right, we brought it down just as we're launching the market for this quarter to $8,000. Now, I need to tell you something, and I'm very honest about this. Now, we at FormulaZero, we have a cap to the number of volumes that our service would offer opportunities to. So once that cap is exhausted, nobody else can join FormulaZero again. For you to join FormulaZero, you have to wait for somebody, all right, to take off his position, and we make that position available for you to join. So for you to start pulling on. So what it simply means now is that anybody who's getting a seat in FormulaZero is getting a very, very lifetime seat. And I tell you this for free. The power of this system, I have not seen anybody using FormulaZero service right now, all right, that is pulling out. As a matter of fact, one of my friends called me today and he said, listen, I don't want to, he said, I need to clear up a couple of bills, all right. How can we like work out those bills without me touching my portfolio? I'm like, get someone out of the portfolio. Said, no, my money is growing. Nobody would naturally want to exit or go away or lose a seat with this kind of innovation. So you hearing it right now, you are privileged, all right, to get an opportunity. And now this privilege it's on you to make use of it, all right? Because at some point in time, and this is no jokes, and it could happen probably in a couple of months, all right? Because we did not create FormulaZero to just be there in the hand of anybody. We want a situation whereby it's going to happen in a couple of months from today or thereabouts, and people say, well, have you heard about this FormulaZero? Yeah, I'm using FormulaZero. Oh, really? And I'm growing my portfolio with it. I'm just following them. It's non-custodian. The money is in my control. I can exit at any time. I can pull part of my profit. I can pull everything. And it's been working very well. Peace of mind, no problem. And his friend is asking, how can I be part of it? How can I start pulling FormulaZero? So unfortunately, it's closed. It's going to happen. That's where we're going. Once we hit our cap, that's it. And I can tell you we're growing massively. So the $1,000 entry point, I can tell you something. I tell people, you taste it, it's like sugar. You try it the first time, you see the possibilities, you see it happening, you see the results, right? Most times people do two things. Number one, they decide to top up. Number two, they decide to tell a friend about it. And that's it. Now, what do we get since it's for free? No entry or exiting fee. What do we get? This is what we get as FormulaZero. You only pay us when you profit. If you don't make profit, you don't pay us. And that's it. It's a fantastic deal, guys. For us to bank our business model on performance, it means we know what we're doing. It means we are ready to do what we need to do. So we are only paid when we make you profit. And that is a performance fee on your profit of 35%. So for every profit we make for you, all right, you give us 35%. And that's performance fee. All right. And we get it from the escrow system. The escrow system will be the one to send that money to us. We can never access the money. The escrow system will calculate it and send it automatically to us. So right here, it's free of charge to use the service. All right. As you make profits, all right, you pay us 35%, which is a very fantastic deal. And it works with the high watermark policy, meaning that we only charge you on your profit one time. We don't charge a profit multiple times. So for example, if we make you this month $1,000 profit, we're going to charge on $1,000, 35% one time. Next month, to make you an additional $2,000 profit, new $2,000 profit, we're going to charge 35% on the new $2,000 profit. So we only charge you on new profit. And that's what we mean by high watermark policy. All right. Now, there's a 0.25 monthly management fee, and that's best standard, meaning that if you have a $10,000 portfolio, there's a $25 fee on that on a monthly basis. All right. Now, what are the easy steps to profit? Just 3 easy steps. Like I always say, what makes money doesn't waste time. What makes money is easy. It takes a complex mind to build a simple product. And what we've been able to do is that we've been able to take away all the complexities. We'll be able to take away all the stress, all the struggles, and make it simple for you so that you just click a button and you sit down and understand and enjoy the power of innovation and understand the power of good thinking and understand the power of good solution. How do you do that? Number one is that you need to create an account with this escrow system. Okay, one of these escrow services that we'll partner with. When you create an account, all of them require to do your KYC. Once you do your KYC, right, you cannot join, you cannot start following FormulaZero without signing what they call an LPOA, limited power of attorney. What it does is that you are instructing the broker, which is the escrow service, that see, please, I want my account, all right, to follow FormulaZero portfolio management automatically. That's what the LPOA stands for. Number two, you're also instructing the broker that for every profit that FormulaZero helps me make, all right, deduct 35% from the profit and send to FormulaZero. That's what the LPOA is all about. Once you've signed it, it's one time, lifetime, all right, you can fund. You can fund $1,000, $10,000 or more, all right, and you can top up at any time of the day, any day of the week, any week of the month, all right, and you can fund with any currency from local currency, Naira, to USD, crypto USDT, all right, depending on the escrow service and the payment options, the funding options they have. But one thing you must note is that the form you use, the option you use in funding is the same option you use in your withdrawals. So if you fund in your local currency like Naira or the C's, all right, for Ghanaians, you can only pull out your withdrawal in that same order, Naira or cedis. If you fund in US dollars, you can only pull out in US dollars. Now, once you've done the funding, all right, the third step is allow FormulaZero, all right, to put in their innovation. There are no technical works here. There's nothing like put up a setting every month. You need to put a setting or the other. No, sit down, relax, and enjoy the power of innovation. Sit down, relax, and enjoy the power of the non-custodian system. Sit down and relax and understand the power of no entry or exiting fee. Sit down and relax and enjoy the power of better returns. Sit down and relax and enjoy the power of the 48 hours deal. Sit down and relax and understand the power of what it looks like to be part of an innovative open financial service which FormulaZero has created. Now I'm going to close by putting up some likely concerns. People might say, okay, so what is the risk associated with this? Well, maybe these are some of the concerns that you may want to look at. Number one is, what if there's a partnership failure between FormulaZero and the broker, which is the escrow service? Well, it's simple. That's why we have a number of brokers where we put in our service. Right? You just switch. It's like, oh, FormulaZero is no longer doing business with Zenith Bank, we're not doing business with GTB or whatever. You just go to the banks and that's it. That's simple. What about changing government policy or regulation? We stay compliant. At the moment, we're breaking no rule, right? We're non-custodian, lock-in period, we charge entry or exiting fee, so we break no rule, okay, at the moment. What about the bankruptcy of a broker? Very important question. That is why we don't put our service, FormulaZero service cannot be found in all brokers, impossible. We only ensure that our services are put in brokers that have segregated accounts. Segregated accounts protects the customer 100% waterproof in cases like bankruptcy, that the customers have access to 100% of their funds, right? Then the last one is there's a bad trading from FormulaZero. And that's why it's a protection policy, all right, that guarantees a minimum protection on a certain volume of your deposits, okay, of your account. And that's why you decide that and you're comfortable with that and you're good, all right, to go. Now, this is what I'm going to end with, the 48 hours deal. Should you decide to try out FormulaZero, we are not saying trials out for 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 month, 1 week, 48 hours. And if in the first 48 hours, we don't make you profit, feel free to follow us. I repeat, if in the first 48 hours, yes, you heard me really clear. If in the first 48 hours, we don't make you profit, feel free to follow us. Nobody, no trader can say this. But we can say this because we have an innovation that is challenging right now. We have an innovation that is tested. We have an innovation that is proven. We have an innovation, okay, that is changing the status quo. And I'm excited, okay, to welcome you on board to experience the power of this innovation as we go next level together. So I want to say thank you very much for being on my call tonight. And I will hand this over to Mr. Abe for doing an excellent job. Thank you very much. And once again, good evening. All right, over to you, Mr.